Good morning, afternoon actually. Matt with Matt's Kayaking Adventures. We're on the Missouri River again today. Beautiful day. We had some rain this morning. And I'm just out here playing, gonna have a good time. I'm gonna go down to Adrian Island, take a look around there. And I'm not sure if we'll be able to get out there. Depends on the water level. We're just gonna take a look and see what it looks like from the riverside. And just have a relaxing day on the river. Get a little workout in. And just have fun enjoying the nice weather. Alright, so we pushed off from Serenity Point, Noreen Access in Jeff City. The river level at Jeff City for today is 8.4 feet. Bit under average. And for you 340 paddler people, last I heard it would be about this level for the race. We got 3 weeks to go until the race. So maybe it'll rain and we'll get some more water, and who knows with the river. Got a view of Jeff City sand plant. Adrian Island is about a mile downriver of Noreen Access, Serenity Point, Jeff City Access, whichever your name is for it. To get to Adrian Island by river, you have to deal with a couple of wing dikes, and depending on the river level, you may or may not be able to get out on Adrian Island. It could be an option for a paddle stop if all you need is resupply, but there is a cost to that. The advantage is you would avoid a lot of crowd from Jeff City Noreen Access, Surrey Point. But first problem is you have to deal with some wing dikes to get to it. The second problem is it's 10 minutes, approximately 10 minute drive time from Noreen Access. From Noreen Access, all your ground crew has to do is find the capital, which is really easy to do. They will park on the river side of the Capitol and then walk down the bridge, which is a fairly good walk, and then find the dirt path that goes to the lower point, or the point on the lower end of the island, which is right next to a wing dike. At that point, depending on river level, you may be able to get out of your boat. That would be the third problem. So if your ground crew chose to bypass the crowd at Serenity Point, Noreen Access, whichever, they would have, I'm going to guess, a 5-minute walk after that 10-minute drive, carrying whatever supplies you may need, and then they could give a little toss, or toss them to you with a little toss to resupply you. Depending on the river level, when you get to Jeff City, it could be possible to get out of your boat, but I'm going to guess probably not. It's an option. I would say not a good option, but it is that option. And it's pretty much almost straight across the river from the sand plant. So those of you that have done the 340 previously, or have been on this stretch of river previously, I kind of narrowed it down where Adrian Island is. So there's the sand plant. And there's Adrian Island. That is the pedestrian bridge that goes over the railroad tracks and connects Adrian Island with the world. Wing dike there, right here. We're going to make our way over to the downriver point of Adrian Island. That is really your only chance getting out, and that would depend on the mud and the river level and various other variables. The other drawback to getting here with the ground crew or getting out is you have a fairly good steep bank, and we'll get a look at that here when we get over there. So it's not really hard to access at this level. It's looking like I'm not going to be able to get out and walk up there like I had wanted to show you the path how to get down to this point. But as I said earlier, it would be a 5, maybe 10-minute walk for your ground crew to get down to this point. And then you got, I mean, the only place to beach is right here in this corner, which, again, not a good option. But if all you needed was some hydration, some snacks, it is possible for your ground crew to walk to this point, give you a little toss. You can see how hard it would be to get out at this water level. But you can come in right here like this, and with the Seahawks and those kind of boats, I'm not sure how that's going to work. But then your ground crew could toss you your supplies. Me personally, I don't think it's worth the cost to walk for the ground crew, coming through the wing dikes, getting in this corner. I mean, it's an option, but not a very good one. And as I've walked the island, and this is really the only point where it's even reasonably accessible to get out. And then that would depend on the water level. And then you can't really see it, but see the bank where it starts to go almost straight up. Your ground crew has to walk down that and climb back up that. There is a path, and you can walk up it fairly easy, even though it is that steep. But you have to have good footing, so you might want to keep that in mind. It's an option, but not a good option. That path that your ground crew would have to come down is a dirt path, like a single person width dirt path. I'm going across the bridge, of course, you have a nice sidewalk to walk on until you find that dirt path to cross over, which, if you don't know what's there, you're not going to find it. So now I'm going to head back upriver and do some playing or whatever. Just have a relaxing day on the river. Here's a look at the bridge. Alright, so for your ground crew, if you choose to use Adrian Island, they're going to have to cross the bridge, and they're going to take the first exit after the bridge, and they're going to make a left turn. They're going to come all the way around the Capitol, like 3/4 of the way around, and it's just like a big roundabout around the Capitol. And they're going to come and park where these statues are. From here, they're going to walk down that bridge. You look straight over the bend of the bridge, that wing dike that you see in the river. That's the corner that I was in earlier when I kayaked to Adrian Island. And there's the view of Adrian Island. We're going to walk over there. We're going to walk over this way. So it will be quite a walk for your ground crew. So here's a look from the bridge. We're over halfway down the bridge. Up there's Noreen access, Serenity Point, and then you got the sand plant right there. And we're still going down the bridge. So when we get down here, we're gonna make a slight left turn. I want to take I think I'm turned around. Alright, we're gonna go this way. And then we're gonna make this right. And I got some people over there. I really don't want to get on video. Alright, so we got this far. When you get to where you can see the dike going straight out, you can see the dirt path right over here. And that's the dirt path you want to go down, right there. If you look at where you're at, there's the little lunch picnic area. Alright, so right here, take that dirt path right there. Now this is where it gets really tricky for your ground crew. Your tricky part as a paddler is getting through the wing dike, which at this river level, depending on your boat, isn't too bad. As you see, it's, you know, not the best of paths. You're not going to be able to bring your wagon down through here or nothing like that, so it's going to have to be stuff your ground crew can carry if they even want to walk through the weeds. Like I said, it's an option, but I don't think it's a good option. And then this is the steep part. This little path right here that we're coming to isn't all that bad to go down or up. It's actually worse than it looks, but it's sandy, so you know, footing is an issue. And then here we are at the corner where I was earlier in my kayak. So you wouldn't necessarily have to be right in the corner. I mean, a little tossed from right here. I don't know, it's just not a good option, but it's an option. I mean, I guess it depends on how much of a time crunch you're in, and is it worth the risk? I'm going to say no, because at this point, you know, St. Charles ain't that far away. We're in Jeff City. We're over halfway, a little over halfway. If you're behind on time, just keep your paddle in the water. But I thought it was interesting as an option, although not a good option. As a channel, obviously, is the other side of the river now. So it's off channel. Jeff City is off channel too, so I mean, what do you do? Probably your best bet is to go ahead and stop at Jeff City. A couple of green buoys over there. And there's the hillside going up. So, something to think about. I don't think it takes a lot of thought though to figure out this is probably not the way to go. Coming out, we got the picnic area over there. and the long walk back to the vehicle.